ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Kap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Kap is on for your Wednesday afternoon.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
Well, they said we could freshen up things around here. Welcome to the Wednesday, March 12th edition of the LA Afternoon Drive Takeover, sucker. I'm back, at least recorded for now, and it feels good to be back, especially with my guys. And, of course, producer Lindsay Baseball, and producer DeAndre, and Sedano and Kap. As Sedano tweeted today on my post, just wait till you hear about the routine done every day. It is Rocky IV-esque. Meanwhile, Cappy, I got a lot of doctors now, and I don't think any of them are going to go for you mounting me for quite some time. But maybe a 2026 mount. How about that? Meanwhile, we'll slap backs, we'll kiss babies. Today's the final day to become the Lakers Gafoat, the greatest Lakers fan of all time. LakersGafoat.com. GFOAT. Thanks to BBGO, Lakers, and 710 ESPN. Plus, 710 for CHLA, Children's Hospital Los Angeles. Bid on fabulous prizes. And donate, would you please? 710 for CHLA.com right now. Back and better than ever. Oh, that's me, not them. Well, it could be them. Sedano and Kap for a Wednesday, Jack.
Hey, Jerusalem Cherry. He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah.
You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha-ha!
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger.
These are nice guys. They're all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton.
You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm.
I mean, look at me. I'm a hot piece of ass. I mean, look at him.
The LA Afternoon Drive Takeover right now.
Bing, ba-da-bum. Ding, da-da-bum. Bing, ba-da-bum. Ba-da-bum. Pick-a-doom, dee-da-bum. Dig-dig-dig-dig-a-doom, dee-da-bum. Boom, ba-da-bum. Ba-da-bum. Pick-a-doom, da-bum. Take it down. Ba-da-bum. Pick-a-bring it up. Ba-da-bum. Doom, da-da-bum. Ba-da-bum. Pick-a-doom, dee-da-bum. Dig-dig-dig-dig-dig-a-doom, da-da-bum. Yeah! Let's
There's
go.
a lot of extra drums there.
I've decided to add some rototoms. So, I could just go with my tom-toms up here and my floor tom over here. But I'm kind of like Alex Van Halen. I've added a whole bunch of, I've added 3 rototoms right over here to my left above my hi-hats. You feel me? I mean, I got a full drum set going here, George. It's all in
that's nice, Cappy.
It's all in my imagination.
Cappy, it's nice to hear Christopher's voice again, back from the dead.
He's back from the dead. It is nice, George. I got to tell you, man. I saw. Let me ask you this before I say what I saw.
Okay.
When was the last time you were on Facebook?
Oh, probably like 2012. I'm not even joking. Like, seriously.
Oh, my.
Today, our boy CMM, our boy Christopher Arthur Morales, put out a post on Facebook.
Well, I saw it on Twitter, and I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, he seemed to...
and I responded to it. That's what he referenced. Did you not listen to the open?
I did indeed.
Oh, okay.
He put the original message out on Facebook that there's no doubt 2025 has been a different year so far.
Yeah.
I didn't have a long hospital visit on the bingo card.
Right.
But it completely changed my life in so many ways. Thank you for the messages of love and prayers and support. It's good to be making a comeback of what I love to do. And they call me a bit of a miracle, but there's no doubt the miracle is having an amazing support team, his mom and dad, his uncle, his girlfriend, Stephanie, who's the greatest. These folks never left his side in the entire company. ESPN, GKB, his friends, the listeners, etc. It's awesome to have Chris back. And, wow, I don't think we all have really discussed on the air just how truly close it was to the big one.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't like making it up that he came back from the dead. I know we would turn it into a bit because, of course, that's what we do. But it's also the truth. He DeMar Hamlin this thing.
He did in a big way. And, the worst part of it is the number of times he was like, that's it. I'm done. Like, it's over for me. Like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready.
Oh, no, he was definitely like saying he was ready to go well before this.
Right. And then all of a sudden reality hit him and he went, okay, I'm not ready to go. I'll stop saying it.
Yeah.
I'll stop saying it.
I'll stick around.
I'm sorry, God. Please, can I have another day? Can I have another chance? And I don't know. I think we told this story on the air. But when I went to visit him, this is like in the first couple of days after he returned home from the hospital.
Right, back from the dead. Yeah.
Right. His mom and dad were there, and his uncle was making a delicious dinner. By the way, great pasta dish, Unc.
Yeah. Right. And then he right, that's when he told me that, his mom wished that you were me.
That may have been the case, although she did give me a very nice embrace. I will say that. She was like, come here, Sedano.
Lovely lady.
She's like, you're such a great guy, Sedano. And I'm like, no, I'm Cap. I'm the other guy.
Wow.
No,
How
trust
did
me.
she confused
She would know who I am. There's no question.
I'm like, I'm the better looking one of the two of us. And she's like,
a
I
lie.
agree.
Not according to her.
Well, anyway, here's what she told me. Here's what Mom told me.
Yeah.
She said that the neurologist came into the room, and he said, folks, I am a man of science. I am a neurologist. I went to medical school. I studied neurology. I am a man of science. And folks, what you are looking at right here, and he pointed to Chris, who was at the time laying there like a big blob of nothing. She looked right at him and he said, this man should not be here right now.
Right.
As a man of science, you are looking at a miracle. There are great miracles that have happened in this world. Moses parting the Red Sea is number one, and Morales remaining alive is now number two, all time.
Right.
And that's what a man of science said, George.
I know. I'm fairly aware.
All right.
So it's good to have Christopher back. It's good to hear his voice.
Sure is.
I can't wait to see him again after seeing him a while back, shortly thereafterwards. I came in. I left my wallet there. I saw him twice that day, actually, because I had to drive all the way back to his house to get my wallet.
You know, there was a Tuesday night. I don't remember where you were. You were broadcasting a game, and Chris was sitting in studio, and he looked like death. And after,
well, now we know why.
Right. Yeah. And he was just, at this point, like the 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. hour, he just completely had nothing to say. Yeah. So afterwards, I said, hey, let's go to dinner and let's talk a little bit. So we go to dinner that night. And I'm like, bro, you don't look good. You don't sound good. I'm like, walking across the street to the East Central was like the guy just ran a marathon. You know what I mean? Like he just couldn't breathe. Mm-hmm. And he kept telling me it's his diaphragm. And I said, a diaphragm? I said, isn't that like a birth control device that women use? What do you mean diaphragm? What isn't that what it is?
Uh-huh.
And
a different kind of diaphragm.
Oh,
yes,
do guys have diaphragms?
Everyone has an actual diaphragm.
I did not know that. I thought it was something that you put in. I didn't know.
You're supposed to speak from your diaphragm.
Oh, okay. Well, he had
part of your problem, perhaps.
He had self-diagnosed that it was his diaphragm. I, of course, thought that was a birth control device, so I wasn't buying what he was selling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, brother, we're walking across the street, and you're huffing and puffing like you just ran a marathon. Mm-hmm. It's time to maybe get something looked at. And the next day he called me. He's like, yo, I'm going to the hospital.
Yeah, I know. I spoke to him. So I know the story.
I know you do.
I'm glad the audience now does.
Now
too.
everybody knows.
Yeah. Because, again, you love to be a Yente. You gave more details than you needed to.
I didn't want to say this part of it, but I'll just say it. I changed his diaper. I don't care. I changed the guy's diaper. You know what I mean? That's the kind of friend I am, though, George.
Good for you, Cappy.
If it were you, I'd change your diaper, too.
Excellent. By the way, Cappy, we have a lot of stuff to get into, including the official ending of Cooper Kupp's Rams career.
Right.
So let's get to all that. Let's get into apparently Darvin Ham is going to be playing the Lakers a couple times here over the next week. So, and apparently the Bucks want to get one for the Gipper. Mm-hmm. So we'll get to that in a second too. But first, tell us about your friend Avner Gatt.
Hey, let me just give everybody a little bit of thought here when it comes to your house. And dealing with your homeowner's insurance company. And here's an example. So you guys know we've obviously had a ton of wind here recently. We've also had a lot of rain over the last few days in particular. If all of a sudden you find in your house that you've got a leak, consider that maybe the wind may have actually blown some tiles off of your roof. Now, I don't know about you guys. I don't walk on my roof. I don't know what's going on up there. But the thing is that now you call your homeowner's insurance company. You're like, hey, I got this leak at my house, and I don't really know exactly where it started, but I've got this leak, and I need help. And the homeowner's insurance company's like, nah, there's a little bit of damage on your roof, but could have been wind. Who knows? We're not gonna work with you on that. You see, this is the problem. You pay your homeowner's insurance company every month and you expect them to have your back, and then all of a sudden you call them and they don't. And they make you feel like you're even a criminal for your expectations. You pay them. They should be taking care of you. This is why you call Avner Gatt. He's a public adjuster. He works on your side. There's insurance adjusters. They work for that side. He's a public adjuster. He works for you. Avner Gatt has the relationships, the team, and the experience to get you what you deserve. So call him. 818-917-5256. 818-917-5256. You call, he answers, bring. You'll know it's him when you hear, hello. 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt, your claim, our game.
Today is the last day for the Lakers Goat, the greatest fan of all time. Is that... today and sign up and find out how to enter before it's too late, Jack. From BBGO, the Lakers, and 710 ESPN.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives. We partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Hey, it's Mace. Want a new game to get excited about? Check out Chumba Casino, your favorite online social casino. It's free to play, no strings attached. Enjoy social casino games like bingo, slingo, and slots and more with new releases every week, whether you're at home or on the go. Play for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Get started today at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, everybody, it's Cap. Are you downsizing or inheriting a home? Want to cash in on your equity? Call Seller's Advantage. They buy homes as is with no costly repairs, agents, or commissions. Get a competitive cash offer and close in days or on your timeline. Seller's Advantage has over 20 years of experience and even offers a $10,000 advance for moving expenses. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your no-obligation offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Take a look at me.
I feel like your fat is less visceral.
Oh, really?
The LA Afternoon Takeover rolls on right now.
Everybody run back to your fantasy. Now, go, 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 go,
yeah,
go.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
on the count of three. Go, go, go,
yeah,
go,
yeah,
go. And
yeah,
on the count of three. Go, 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 go.
Is this a birthday? It's Common's birthday tomorrow. Oh, and we're not on tomorrow. Got it. Whoa!
Ho, hey!
Ho!
Ho, hey!
Hope you dumped that one.
Hey!
I mean, I was gonna say there's much better Common songs.
Come on, Common.
No, that's a great Common
It
song.
is a great
but that
song.
one, one was not the.
It was definitely not the
radio
clean
edit
version.
version.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely not.
Come on,
Yeah.
Common. Come on,
Sometimes
Common.
they lie on YouTube.
Yeah.
Sure do.
Yeah. Come on, Common. No.
Yeah. Anywho, happy birthday, Common. All right, hey, real quick, ESPN LA partnering with our friends at Children's Hospital Los Angeles, CHLA, for the annual Make March Matter campaign, auctioning off all sorts of exclusive experiences. You need to bid on the Sedano and Kap ones. It's very simple. Right now, there's a Sedano and Kap dinner at Fleming's. It's $500 right now, okay?
Really?
I mean, we've
Still?
gotten it up to $500.
Yeah.
Still. So I'll tell you this. A dinner with me and Cappy is going to cost way more than that. So what I'm telling you is we're going to drink and eat so much food there that Cappy may need some new underpants is all I'm saying. So get in on that. That's $500. Then Beto and I, also, you can bid on this one, a wine tasting and dining experience. You get food and wine at San Antonio Winery right down the street from Dodger Stadium, okay? With me and Beto, and that's only $280. Again, the wine itself is way more than is going to cost way more than that. So let alone the food that they're going to pair these wines with, which is going to be unbelievable. Like, you're getting a real wine tasting, food pairing experience. $280. I mean, that's an unbelievable deal right now. So get on that. And then the last one for me, like if you have a kid who wants to get in the business, there's an ESPN studio experience with me, and you'll get the radio studio, you get the TV set studio, you get to see all that stuff. We'll chit-chat for a while. So if you have a kid in college or even in high school who wants to be in this business, that's an unbelievable opportunity and a gift that you can give to that particular kid. You know what I mean? Or maybe you're just a big fan of ESPN and you just want to do it yourself anyway.
Right.
But I'll be happy to be your tour guide for a couple of hours. And that one's only $250. So here's the deal. Go to 710 for CHLA, and you can bid on any of those experiences. That's 710 FOR CHLA. It's a silent auction. These things are over in less than a week.
Yeah.
So you got to get in now because the time is running out. Like, we're like 5 days on these experiences.
Yeah.
So you got to get in right now.
And I want to say another one. I'm going to throw another one out there since we're hyping our own stuff here. You know, I've got this one where it's a baseball game between San Diego and Los Angeles, okay? And you can figure out who the teams are, okay? And if you wanted to go, we go to an MLS soccer game, San Diego versus Los Angeles, and San Diego just got their own pro soccer team. Dude, $200, George. I mean, if we go to, it doesn't matter if we go to the game in LA or we go to the game in San Diego, the tickets alone are more than $200. So think about this. It's the tickets to the game. It's a huge game when these two teams get together. It's you and me hanging out, and it's only $200. I would like to see that get up to at least $2,000. $2,000. I mean, okay, all right, $1,000. All right, I'll take $1,000.
How about $500?
$500 would be a nice start because $200 ain't enough.
Okay, well, there you go. So all you got to do is go to 710 FOR CHLA, 710-4CHLA.com, 710 FOR CHLA.com. I'm telling you, first of all, your dinner with me, again, we're going to spend way more than $500. Fleming's is not cheap, bro. It's expensive. So the wine is going to be good. Because we're going to have wine there too. I mean, you could really double dip and do the dinner with me and Cappy. And we're going to have great wine there at Fleming's. We'll have big steak dinner, some seafood. And
Plus,
then
we got to get those sliders, those appetizer sliders at happy hour.
Yeah.
Are bomb.
I like oysters personally as an appetizer too.
I can have an oyster. I don't mind. I'll slip one right down my throat. I don't care.
And then you could double dip and really do the Beto and Sedano wine experience at San Antonio Winery with a food pairing there too. And that one's only $280. Like, you could really just go and be a wino with me. Basically, is how this ends up working out. And then, as I mentioned, if you got a kid, college kid, a high school kid, or any kid that wants to experience ESPN and understand the business, you'll get to see the studios, the radio, the TV. We'll take you around, specifically on a day maybe I'm already doing television, would be even easier. And you can kind of see how the whole thing works. So go to 710-4CHLA.com, 710-FORCHLA.com. Bid now, suckers.
Yeah, listen, since you're going to turn everybody into a wino, as you said, for me, I'm just going to add to your visceral fat my own as well. Throw in that Beto and Kap LA taco tour. That's a good one, too. That's only $180 right now. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see that one get up to $2,000-$3,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, let's talk Cooper Kupp here, Cappy. Unfortunately, it is over for Cooper Kupp as a Ram. As Chris would like to say, it is a final.
That is true. It is a final for Cooper Kupp. Are you sad about this?
I mean, it's sad for sure. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
But like, let me give you an example of what I mean. Like, there were people that when Anthony Davis was traded, there were people that loved Anthony Davis, and we'll always love Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis brought a championship. Now, okay, guys, I'm not here to discuss.
I mean, Cooper Kupp was awesome in that Super Bowl.
Right. 2020 championship, bubble, no parade, whatever. Let's just put that off to the side. The bottom line is there is a banner that hangs, and Anthony Davis was a big part of that. So for a lot of Laker fans...
And by the way, you can arguably make the case he was the biggest part of it.
But there were Laker fans that were sad about Anthony Davis's departure. But, hold on a second, you bring back Luka Doncic. So while you're sad for AD, you're happy as hell that you got Luka, right?
Right.
When it comes to Cooper Kupp, you're very sad for Cooper Kupp. I mean, he had a great Rams career, and it's just unfortunate the way it comes to an end with them saying, get out. Like, we love you. You were awesome. We won a championship together, but time to go. I don't feel that same joyful balance with Devontae Adams that I did with Luka Doncic. Do you understand what I'm getting at here? Can you work with my emotions right now? Yes or no?
Well, I don't think he's Luka Doncic, but he's better than Cooper Kupp at this stage.
Well, that's just it, is that Cooper Kupp, this is the unfortunate part about it, George. As great as Cooper Kupp was, when the Rams found this little golden nugget that is known as Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, his production was no longer... There was somebody else to take a little bit of pressure off of Cooper Kupp. And then what happened is, as the years have gone on, since the Super Bowl championship and the Triple Crown that he won, since that time, his production has gone down because of injury. That doesn't mean that Cooper Kupp wasn't doing other things that don't show up in a box score to help a team win.
Yeah, like blocking.
Right. Yeah. But unfortunately, when you've got
the Rams got basically a Cooper Kupp already in Puka Nacua. They're very similar.
Right. So now you've got Puka who can play that Cooper Kupp role, and now you go get a Devontae Adams who, yes, I know he's a couple years older, but he's a different style of player. And with Cooper's injuries, number one, and the lack of production, number two, and the salary that he was making of upwards of almost $30 million, that's three. All three of those things, strike one, strike two, strike three. And people are surprised, like the Rams couldn't trade him for something. They couldn't get something in return. Answer, no, because nobody wants to take on the contract. He'll find a job immediately. I'll bet you there are 10 phone calls already from teams that want Cooper Kupp, but not that contract.
100%.
Boy, you are smart today. You know that? You are smart.
Yeah, what's going on? What's
going on is George just heard me go on this Cooper Kupp tangent. I numbered them 1, 2, and 3.
We didn't even get to rack you yet.
I know. And at the end of it all, George said 100%. Not 99.9. Not 90%. 100%. Nailed it.
Yeah, we're in agreement.
Nailed it. 100.
Yeah. We are locked in step, Cappy.
Yeah. Sad. I feel bad for the guy in that this is the NFL. It always ends this way. And these are the Rams who always get ahead of this kind of stuff. They got ahead of Jared Goff. They got better. They let go of Todd Gurley, lack of production, injuries, etc. And now they're doing the same thing with Cooper Kupp. But Cooper Kupp was such an incredible professional. And that's why I'm sad about it.
I mean, remember, he came on the show not too long ago.
He was on with us at training camp, and I'm
No, during the season too, remember?
I don't, but I should.
We actually had like a funny interaction with him.
We talked about the drip because we had him.
We were talking about. He was doing an event. They were doing an in-season event.
Yes, it was.
And
the
he came on.
It was the LA food bank.
Thing.
That's right. You got it.
Right.
Good memory out of you.
Yeah.
You know me. I forget everything that happens as soon as I get off the air. 6:01 p.m. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah. So it is sad, but unfortunately, that's life in the NFL, buddy.
Right.
That's how it works.
It is, and
life in the big city, as they say.
Very few guys get what Peyton Manning got, or got what John Elway got, or even got what Aaron Donald got. Really, Barry Sanders, and the list is short. But guys who actually leave on their own terms, and that just doesn't happen.
Cappy, coming up next, I want to get into the Lakers. I want to get into the Dodgers. There's a lot of chatter about their rotation now, because we started to talk about this a little bit yesterday. There's a lot of depth, but is there a lot of depth is the question. So we'll get into all that. Stick around, 710 ESPN. But first, let's talk Prize Picks, Cappy. Listen, you want action in the state of California? Prize Picks is the place to be. All you got to do is download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Your first $5 play gets you a $50 bonus. It's very simple. It's as simple as more or less. There's a stat line for every individual player in pretty much every sport imaginable, including darts. And you pick more or less. You bundle some picks together, and you can win big-time cash.
George, everybody waits on the edge of their seat for my daily Prize Picks. And big shout out to Ron the Caddy, who's been sending me his Prize Picks after a really nice score last week. Today, George, I'm playing a $20 6-pick flex play to win $360. And I started with soccer today. I have Mbappe to have more than 2.5 shots. Right now, that game is live. I also have Julian Alvarez, same game, other team. And I had him for more than 2.5 shots. He already has 5. Now tonight I go into the NBA. I've got Dante DiVincenzo tonight. Minnesota's at Denver for more than 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I've got Christian Brown, who's become one of my favorite guys to watch. Denver playing Minnesota tonight. More than 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I've got Julius Randle tonight. Same game for more than 12.5 rebounds and assists. And I've got Jaden McDaniels tonight. Again, same game, more than 2.5 assists. Those Prize Picks are available for you on social media. Good luck to all playing, George.
All right, Prize Picks, run your game.
Hey, it's Andy Kamenetsky. ESPN LA is proud to partner with Children's Hospital Los Angeles for the 10th annual Make March Matter campaign, helping kids get the breakthrough care they need. CHLA gives families hope with leading-edge research and treatments. ESPN LA is auctioning off exclusive 710 experiences like co-hosting Lakers Talk with me one night. Every dollar raised goes to CHLA. Visit 710forchla.com to bid. That's 710forchla.com to make a difference today.
ESPN LA and BBGO are going on a quest for the Lakers GOAT. No. Not the GOAT. The GOAT. The greatest Lakers fan of all time. Think it's you? Upload your pic or video to Facebook, Instagram, X, or TikTok, and tell us your favorite Lakers memory. Use hashtag LakersGoat, GFOAT, and hashtag promotion, and follow at ESPN Los Angeles. The Lakers GOAT is going to be rewarded with courtside seats, a VIP private tour of the Lakers UCLA Health Training Center, a year's supply of BBGO, and more. The Lakers GOAT. Is it you?
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
This is Sedano and Kap on 710.
Yeah.
Sedano and Kap continues.
Really?
Right now.
Informer, you know, say that I'm a snowman, I go
Oh, yeah.
I like keep boom boom down.
Yeah.
Take the man that say that I'm a snowman, stamp somewhere down the lane.
I let me boom boom down.
Informer, you know, say that I'm a snowman, I go I like keep boom boom down.
Yeah.
Take the man that say that I'm a snowman, stamp
Is it Snow's birthday? Is it like an anniversary for the song? Informer?
I would never have gotten Snow.
It's the anniversary. This song came early. It was the #1 hit back in, guess what year?
I'm going to say 19...
Oh, this has got to be...
I'm going to guess 93.
I'm gonna go 91.
93.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
I really know my Snow.
No, you don't.
No, I would have had no idea that it was snow. You could have given me like a million hints, like, "Hey, you ski on it." I'd been like, "I don't know."
Really? You didn't know it was snow that,
I didn't know it
that
was
did
snow.
that? I feel like that it was easy to remember just because it's SNO. There's not even a W at the end.
Really? No
Yeah.
W.
He's got the cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Is it really?
No
I
W.
always thought there was a W at the end.
No W, apparently.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I remember it.
Maybe I'm wrong. But I
No,
definitively
it definitely
stated
has
it
a
moments
W at the
ago.
end. He's Canadian,
That's
too.
how I remember it. That's all.
By the way, if he made that song today, he would charge you a 25% tariff on it.
Ooh. Wow.
Hey now.
Hey, political conversation. Hey. Nice, George. Nice.
So, Cappy,
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to find your Real. I'm seeing highlights of your Real Madrid game.
So I guess what happened is I looked at the Prize Picks app and I can see that my plays are still open tonight because of all the NBA guys that I've got. But I've got Julian Alvarez had the 2.5 shots. He had 5, but I don't see. It's not telling me on the Prize Picks app how many Mbappe had. And guys in the back are saying that it was a great shootout tonight between Real Madrid and Atletico. But I didn't watch.
Yeah,
any
it
of
was
that.
1-0 from Atletico. Yes.
No. 1-0, my friend.
1-0,
1-0.
sorry,
1-0.
yes. Yeah.
I'm a soccer guy.
Yeah.
How's
I
Aria
mean,
doing behind you?
She's good. She's
Yeah?
laying down.
Hi, Aria.
They're saying hi.
Yeah, say hi. Hey, Aria.
Yeah, they just got back from school.
Yeah, George, I got a daughter situation going on myself right now.
Yeah, you told me yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
You should have brought her to work with you.
Well, she's across the street at the East Central Hotel.
You're home away from home.
Correct, because my daughter today is taking a train to New Orleans.
Right, because she doesn't want to fly.
Right.
A long time.
Now, do you guys, to me, this actually sounds like a blast. 2 days on a train, see the country by train. Like, to me, this sounds like a blast. So, of course, I've been saying to her, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be so fun, because I want her to think about it as like a good thing, you know? Could you take a train from L.A. to New Orleans?
No, I did take a train from London to Paris, but that was only like 2.5 hours,
Right.
not even, like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Right.
But
I mean-
that felt enough. I mean, I guess I could, but I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd want to do it in the U.S., to be honest with you. Maybe if I was like abroad, I'd think about it. I'd want to go on a train.
I'll tell you this. The train that runs from Union Station down to San Diego, which I've taken plenty of times, awesome. I mean, great train ride, but it's only like 2.5 to 3 hours. You know, when I was in Amsterdam last year, Amsterdam to Paris was like a 3-hour train ride.
Right.
But going from L.A. to New Orleans, like, to me, that's an amazing way to see the country. But you go from
middle of
L.A.
nowhere.
So you go from L.A., you wind up going through Arizona, New Mexico, then you get to Texas, and once you get to Texas, it's a straight shot across the state of Texas. So I'm not so sure there's a whole lot out there except a bunch of tumbleweeds. So I don't know if I'm going to really see
Texas
much.
is a huge. People don't realize how long it takes to get across Texas.
Yeah, pain in the ass.
Arizona's kind of cool. They have like those, rock formations and.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that you see. I really don't.
Right. She's going to be at night, but she's going to be in the
that's
middle of the
true.
night when she goes through Arizona.
And it takes 2 days.
Dude, 10 o'clock tonight. You leave L.A., you leave Union Station tonight at 10 o'clock. You get to New Orleans on Friday night at 9:30 p.m. Almost 48 hours.
So you said that she.
Well, remember, there's a time change. There's 2 hours.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Thank you, George.
Yeah. You said that there were no first class seats available, only coach, right?
So, like, there's like I guess there's like individual sleeping rooms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there weren't any of those available. So
I was
she's.
gonna say, can't you change that at somewhere along the route?
Answer yes. In Texas, you can transfer
I'd be
from one train to the other train, and I'm sure that she's back there at the East Central right now trying to figure that all out.
That's right.
Yep.
Use Dad's credit
Cappy,
card, girl.
Now, on your Prize Picks, did you bet Mbappe? Not bet. Did you place a pick on Mbappe?
Yes, sir. For more than
for
2.5
tomorrow's,
shots.
for the next match, or for today's against Atletico? Are
For
you sure?
today's. Yeah, for today's against Atletico. Yeah.
Because they play again, I believe, Friday.
Okay.
Or Saturday, excuse me. So, okay, so what's today? Yeah, he had no shots on goal.
No shots for Mbappe?
No.
Mbappe, please.
Shots on goal, Cap.
Right, shots on goal. That's right.
You know what that means?
What do you mean? What do I know what it means?
Do you know what that means? No shots on goal.
Well, that he had no shots on goal. 0. Is that okay? Is that a sufficient answer, or are you looking for something more?
Off goal?
Are you looking for something more specific?
No,
DeAndre?
that's a sufficient answer.
It is okay. I mean,
Yeah,
0 is the answer. 0.
Where else would you be shooting?
I guess a shot on goal is defined by an actual shot that the goalkeeper maybe has to touch or save. And a non-shot on goal means that it's a ball that maybe goes flying over the
correct.
So there is a distinction. There is a nuance between an actual shot on goal versus just like a shot.
Well, right. It doesn't matter. But now, is it just shots or shots on goal?
See, mine was on shots. Mine was just on shots.
Oh, so even if it doesn't, if the keeper doesn't get to it, right? Yeah,
Okay.
or it doesn't go near the goal, right?
See,
so
when
so just overall, okay.
Right. Shot.
But he had zero of those too, apparently. There was one. He was like in a transition situation, and he got bumped around, and he didn't actually get a shot off. So
And Mbappe got bumped around?
yeah, he did get bumped around.
Mbappe. He got bumped. Mbappe got bumped.
All right, Cappy.
I'm in
Coming
a mood
up
today.
next.
I'm in a mood, George. What can I tell you?
Oh, I can tell.
I'm in a mood.
I can tell. Do you want to go Dodgers
Or
Lakers?
I'm going to go Lakers first.
Hell yeah. Lakers first. Lakers in the next segment, but first tell us about your friends at Sellers Advantage.
Oh, I would love to. Hey, Seller's Advantage, when you think about selling your home, and I know that probably you've thought about it, like, hey, is it time? About Mbappe, right? It's like you're thinking about selling your home. Is now the right time? I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. What am I going? What is my next move? But I will just say one thing. If you are thinking about selling your home, now's a great time. And you may be thinking to yourself, why is it a great time? Interest rates are high. Demand is pretty high, but there's not a lot of inventory. Very, very high. More than 2.5 shots. Well, so here's the thing. I'm not a real estate expert per se, okay? But they sure are. But I do shop around a lot, and I do like to look at open houses. It's become kind of I'm not a browser. It's a hobby. But the thing is this, yeah. Oh, I walk through everybody's house. Right. And then when people are like, hey, are you, where are you from? I'm like, I live 5 houses down the road. They're like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm looking through your stuff. Uh-huh. And was he doing the same thing? Yeah, I love open houses. I absolutely love open houses. So if you've thought about wanting to sell your house, you may be thinking to yourself, why is now such a great time? Answer is because, look, we all know what happened here in the early part of the year. And we know the number of families that are trying to figure out where they're going to go next, where they're going to buy a house, where they're going to put their kids in school. So if you've been thinking about selling your house, now's a great time to call Seller's Advantage, because not only will you get a great competitive cash offer, but moreover, you might help another family that's in need right now. No complicated closing processes, no contracts falling through. They can close in days, no repairs needed. They're willing to buy your house as is. So for that competitive cash offer, call now. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, or 888-390-2747. Get that competitive cash offer, no obligation, sellersadvantage.com.
I'm Doug Hopkins. And I'm Damon Lyons, and we want to buy your house.
If you're considering selling your home for any reason, let Seller's Advantage show you a better way to sell your home.
With no agent fees, no commissions, no hassles, and no repairs.
Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days. We don't just promise more, we deliver a much better customer experience.
Check out our Google reviews and see how.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com for free, no obligation cash offer.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Oh, yeah. Or a company outing at the U.S. Open. They'll customize everything to fit your perfect trip. If your event has a ticket, they'll build a package around it. So what are you waiting for? Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your dream trip a reality.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. ESPN LA is a proud partner with Children's Hospital Los Angeles for the 10th annual Make March Matter campaign, helping kids get the breakthrough care that they need. CHLA gives families hope with leading-edge research and treatments.
ESPN LA is auctioning off exclusive 710 experiences like enjoying a wine tasting and tour at San Antonio Winery with me and Beto. Every dollar raised goes to CHLA. Visit 710forchla.com. That's 710forchla.com.
The CONCACAF Nations League Finals arrive at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. The dream is now. Don't miss the Final Four national teams in the semifinals doubleheader. One ticket, two matchups. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. And you're not going to take it away, Linz, because I'm going to take it away. Okay. Because literally in the last segment, we had some sort of technical snafu where while Cappy was doing his seller's advantage read, he could hear me, but the audience couldn't.
What?
So I thought I was talking originally to Lindsay and DeAndre, and I was going to say to them, I said, I can't believe we literally just did a segment, and then you said Mbappe, and I was going to finish and say, yeah, about a match that already happened, and we were talking about it like it was still going on because I didn't think about it at the time. I'm like, it's like midnight or 1 a.m. in Spain. There's no way they could still be playing.
And when they play those games, it's usually like 6 o'clock in the morning here, where everybody's like, I'm going to a bar to watch that game. I'm like, you are?
Right. Yeah. So then I'm guessing, Lindsay and DeAndre, nobody heard me while I was talking to Cappy during his Settlers Advantage read too.
Correct.
Right. Because George, here's what happened.
George,
me
and
the whole
DeAndre
time,
and Greg are all back here laughing because you were talking to yourself.
The whole time I'm going, wait a second, I can hear George off air. Like, is he going on air? And next to me, there's a button that says listen to Comrex, and it was pushed in. And so I was able to hear you off air.
That's
and
so funny.
Of course, I thought it was on air. So
yeah. This
whole radio thing is new to me. I'm new to this business.
What is this, Tulsa?
I mean, I guess so.
All right, that's what you need to know. Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Maybe we can get both topics in here. Let's talk Lakers first. Okay. So Bobby Portis, who is big-time six-man player of the year, champion with the Bucks, he said the Bucks will be fired up, quote, to beat the Lakers for Darvin Ham. Listen, they love Darvin there.
Play the clip?
Oh, I didn't know we had. I'm sorry, I didn't see it says sound there. Go ahead, play it.
My opinion, I just hope he just stays at the hitting category because his hitting ability is off the chart. Pitching, I just think might tire him out.
That's my fault. I hit the wrong one.
Now
it's gonna be a fun.
Wait. No.
Time out. We got a time out. So wait. So Lindsay, you really wanted to play the sound because it really bothers you, and I understand why. That you prepare all the sound.
Yeah.
And then we don't ever play it.
Well, we do.
Okay.
We do. We usually
sometimes.
But then
sometimes
50-50.
See, but I didn't realize because I wasn't looking at the rundown just yet that we had the sound. Right. I thought it was just like a line from a story. Usually what you do is you will actually literally say what's in the sound and then we have to play the sound anyway.
Well, in this particular instance, we pretty much in fact, you just did what I did. You were saying
no, I didn't say everything.
Come on. Yeah, you did. What did you say?
No, because I said, again, my word economy is so much better than yours.
Come on.
Word economy. I like that.
That there is probably way better, more detail in the actual sound. Yeah, but then the funny thing is, she was not thrilled that we didn't play the sound and then ensued to play Barry Bonds' sound about Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, my bad.
All right, so
it's not a failure, Eric.
No, it's not a failure. It's not a failure, Lindsay. It's not a failure, Lindsay.
Yeah, go ahead, Bobby Portis.
I mean, it's gonna be a fun game to play, and obviously for Coach Ham, it's a big moment for him. So I think our guys will be fired up for him to go out there and get a dub. And on the other side, they'll be fired up and not want their coach to beat them. So I think it's a great storyline behind it, and it's a great game to follow. Two good matchups with two veteran, savvy teams, two playoff-style teams.
There you go. Bobby Portis sounds nothing like Barry Bonds, so that's why I could tell right away that was not Bobby Portis.
No, because Barry Bonds
realized quickly it was Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds has that it's like
he sounds very pretentious.
Yes, he's got that thing that he used to do all the time. You, the media, you, the media. Like he used to always blame everybody for everything.
Yeah.
This Bobby Portis thing, though. Let me just ask you.
Yeah.
So, okay.
They love Darvin Ham, dude.
All right, well,
the
that's-
Milwaukee Bucks love Darvin Ham.
All right, so that's the story, right? Like the Milwaukee Bucks won a championship when Darvin Ham was an assistant coach for them, right?
And he was the lead assistant for them under Mike Budenholzer.
And then
and is beloved by pretty much those guys on
Does
that team.
Giannis love him?
Yeah.
Okay, because
It's not a failure, Eric.
No, it's not the failure. So here's the thing. So the Bucks won a championship with Darvin Ham as their lead assistant. When he gets the Laker job, guys are probably like, hey, this is good, man. Good for you. You've earned it. You won a championship. You are our lead guy. You know, you're ready for the next step. Okay. Then he goes to the Lakers. And in year one, he takes the Lakers as their head coach. You can, decide who was the real reason for them getting there.
For the love of God. Again, we're going to do this 3 years later. Go ahead. Give the man some credit.
Well,
the
wait a
team
second.
was 29-34. They ended up in the Western Conference Finals.
I'm not taking any credit away from the guy.
It sounds like you're qualifying it, but go ahead.
I'm qualifying it because there's people out there that are like,
People.
give
Who
me
are
a
these
break.
people?
Steve, John, Bill, Mike, and Yusef, who's right over there. No, here's the thing: that people will not give him the credit that he deserved as the coach who led the Lakers to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
The following year,
yes,
we all know what happens. They get knocked out in the first round. Same team, Denver, et cetera, and he gets scapegoated.
Correct.
Not only did he get scapegoated, but essentially Anthony Davis aired him out for everybody. As I best recall. I mean, Anthony Davis was like, we don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we're doing on the offensive end. We don't know what we're doing on the defensive end. We don't know what the hell we're doing.
There was a real frustration, which, by the way, your boy Pat Bev actually said on his podcast not too long ago that, Darvin was a good guy, nice guy, motivator type, but the X's and O's were lacking. And he's like, guys just want to know where they're going to be, bro. Just drop the play.
Well, so as it turns out, let's go back to the beginning of all this. So the Milwaukee Bucks get him back. And now they feel like with the Lakers coming in that we want to stick it to the Lakers on behalf of the guy that you guys all scapegoated, that LeBron won't even look at or shake his hand anymore. So if you're the Bucks,
wait,
what?
I mean, you won't look at, won't shake his hand anymore. Like recently?
I mean, wasn't that the story last year that like Darvin walked by and he wouldn't even give him a look? You don't remember any of that?
I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember it.
You guys don't remember that?
Nah.
Did I
Did
just
you
make that
make
up?
that up?
Did I
I
just
don't
make that
remember
up?
that at
I may
all.
have just made that up. That's possible.
I was going to say,
That's
like,
possible. I may
I
have
feel
just
like
made
that
the
would
whole
be a
thing up.
pretty big story if
I
that actually happened that way.
Somebody looked that up. If not, I made that up. It's a pretty good story. Listen, if you're the Bucks and you've got Darvin Ham's back and you think the Lakers scapegoated him and fired him and humiliated him and everything else, yeah, you want to pound on the Lakers tomorrow night in particular, George.
Yeah.
While LeBron is back here getting his groin worked on.
Right.
While Jackson Hayes may or may not be back in the lineup by tomorrow night.
Right.
While Rui Hachimura is not likely going to be back in the lineup. And I have no idea, today's Wednesday, tomorrow's Thursday, if Dorian Finney-Smith is going to be back in this lineup. So if these guys go out there with the same lineup where Alex Len is your starting center, Giannis going to eat him for lunch.
Yeah. Both these Lakers-Bucks games are on a Thursday. So are they a TNT game? Yeah, that one's a TNT. And then I'm assuming the Thursday after is also a TNT game. No, the second one is just Spectrum. Yeah. That would have been fun for me, Cappy. Imagine I would have had to, I would have brought it in for both coaches in that game.
Oh, really? You're a double bring it inner guy when you got those two.
You would have been proud of me.
I would have been very proud. Yeah. Very, very proud. Now, did anybody find any information about what I said when LeBron was not talking to Darvin?
No, there's no such thing.
There is such a thing. That happened. Come on. Did that not happen? You guys are sure about this?
No, that literally did not exist.
Are you guys sure?
Like, you totally made that up.
Are you positive?
Positive.
I feel like I should double down on this and say AD too.
You honestly, if that happened, I feel like that would have led every show in America for at least a week.
Somebody do some research around here, will you?
Anyway, well, you know what, Cappy? They definitely want to win one for Darvin. There's no doubt.
Well, I mean, I can't blame the guys. I mean, they really do. They love him. They won a championship with him. He's back there in his, I guess, similar role to what he had when they did win a championship.
Correct, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
he's Doc Rivers' lead assistant.
And they feel like he was wronged by the Lakers.
Yeah.
Scapegoated.
Yeah.
Was he?
I don't know. I mean, listen, they got I love Darvin, but they got an upgrade.
Wow, a guy who's a first-time head coach. He's an upgrade.
I mean, he was also a first-time head coach.
Right, but he did lead a team to the Western Conference Finals. Oh, wait a second. Maybe he didn't lead them. Maybe he just was on the bus.
Oh,
maybe he just rode shotgun.
Charles Barkley
Maybe
now?
He just rode shotgun to LeBron and AD.
Hey, real quick, speaking of the Lakers, last day to enter the chance to be the Lakers Gafote, the greatest fan of all time, ESPN LA, the Lakers, and BBGO teaming up to find the Lakers Gafote. Greatest fan of all time. Are you the Gafote? If so, you can win the ultimate prize pack, including courtside seats and a year's supply of BBGO. If this is you, go to the website, LakersGafote.com. That's LakersGFOAT.com today, and you can see how you can enter that contest. All right, Cappy, let's talk Dodgers here real quick. I wanted to try to sneak in both if we can. So the rotation finalized for opening day. I mean, we talked about this yesterday briefly. So the rotation will be Yamamoto, Sasaki, Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, Dustin May. Okay? So I'm assuming Snell gets the opening day assignment, right?
In the U.S., yes.
Yeah, you got to
in the U.S., right. Yes. Yamamoto and Sasaki are both going to pitch in Japan.
Right.
Yeah. So, look, I mean, Dustin May, I know it's been a couple of years since we've seen him, but the last time we saw him, he has pretty nasty stuff like this kid, okay? And I know what you're going to do. You're going to talk about his hair, and that's fine. You can, okay? But what I'm telling you is, beyond the hair, the kid's got ridiculous, filthy type stuff, all right? And I think that if he can show whatever level of promise that we thought he was going to have, that's a pretty damn good fifth starter. And let's just say, God forbid, right? Because the biggest predictor of future injury is past injury.
Wait, I've
something
never
goes
heard that
wrong.
before.
Then I think you have at least a guy like Kershaw behind, kind of still potentially able to give you some spot starts.
Well, I think this about Dustin May. I mean, first of all, yes, the hair is impressive, okay? It's very carrot toppy, and it's impressive, to be sure, okay? But
it's a verb, carrot toppy.
Yes. The thing is that we haven't seen him now. It's kind of been like 2 full years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
There was a time where he came back and then he got hurt again. So I'm trying to remember.
He hasn't pitched since 2023. I believe it was September of 2023.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the chronology of his injury.
Well, he's had Tommy John a couple times.
Right, but he I feel like we'll have to go back and again look at the chronology.
You could have made this one up too,
I may have. I may be making this up. He may have had 12 Tommy Johns. He may have gone from being a right-handed pitcher to a left-handed pitcher. I mean, that I may be making this all up. The point I'm trying to make is this. Filthy stuff? Yeah. I mean, when he was pitching, he looked great. He was a guy that you looked at and you went, this guy's going to be a future superstar. And then he got hurt, and then he got hurt again. So as a fifth starter, it's a great guy to have under the assumption, and we all know what Reacher has to say, that assumptions kill in investigations. Well, in this particular investigation, we need to assume that he's going to be healthy. And by the way, that after 2 Tommy Johns, he's actually going to come back better than he was the first time around. But when he was pitching for the Dodgers, call it 2+ years ago, he was really good. He's been dealing with a lot of problems.
Yeah, no, he's very good.
You were right, by the way, Cap.
About Darvin and LeBron?
Not about Darvin and LeBron, at least not to my knowledge.
Yeah.
But Dustin May, so he had the Tommy John surgery in 2021, and then he came back, but he needed to undergo a Tommy John revision surgery in 2023, and then he tore his esophagus in July of last
esophageal
year.
injury.
That esophagus injury is no joke.
That we just found out about, but we knew he was done, right? Or no?
No, I don't remember. I feel like it just came out recently.
No, that story is like something that when we all read about that, everybody was like, what the hell? He was eating a salad, and he almost choked and died, and he injured his esophagus and had to have some kind of like surgery or something.
Esophageal.
Thank you.
He should complain to that salad place.
Or he should complain to the farm that produced the salad, perhaps? The lettuce?
Perhaps.
I mean, it
Maybe
sounds like
was
very sharp lettuce.
Maybe it was a crouton stuck to the lettuce. I don't know.
Oh, maybe we're making that up. Oh, a big bite.
Probably a big bite.
Big bite, really?
Yeah.
Had a little balsamic vinaigrette on there, and it was like, ooh, this is right? That kind of deal?
Oh, jeez. All right. Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
God, you're on.
I'm on one today.
A heater today.
I'm
There's
on
no
one.
question.
Right.
Hey, how about you tell us about Real Father's Rights?
I would love to. Hey, Real Father's Rights. Listen to me. If you are a dad and you are not in your child's life because you went to court and there was some kind of custody dispute and you feel like you have been wronged because the judge, and this often happens unfairly to a lot of dudes, judges more often than not, and there's a lot of stats and data out there that will prove this. This is not some opinion, even though I've been through it myself. A lot of times the legal system will unfairly favor the mother in a custody dispute. It is a more natural thing to side with the female rather than the male in a custody dispute. Real Father's Rights is here to help you. We help dads fight for their rights, especially when it comes to dealing with their kids. So, hey, if you're a dad and you're out there right now and you're like, this is unfair, it's wrong, I went to court, the judge did me wrong, we are going to help you get the justice you deserve. We are Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorneys, helping dads navigate family court. So whether you're dealing with child custody, child support, you're dealing with a divorce, a domestic violence case, God forbid, restraining order, major pain in the ass, I'm telling you right now, we can help at Real Father's Rights, whether you're in LA, Orange County, the Inland Empire, San Diego, anywhere in Southern California, we can help. So here's the phone number dedicated for ESPN LA listeners. 833-ESPN-710, 833-ESPN-710, and our brand new website, think Real Father's Rights, RFR710.com, RFR710.com. Let's get real with Mark Real and Real Father's Rights.
What's going on? It's Bethel Duran. ESPN LA is proud to partner with Children's Hospital Los Angeles for the 10th annual Make March Matter campaign, helping kids get the breakthrough care that they need. CHLA gives families hope with leading-edge research and treatments. ESPN LA is auctioning off exclusive 710 experiences like a Fantasy Springs Resort Casino getaway package that includes a round of golf with me. Guaranteed we will have some fun. Every dollar raised goes to CHLA. Visit 710forchla.com to bid and make a difference today. That's 710forchla.com.
ESPN LA and BBGO are going on a quest for the Lakers GOAT. No. Not the GOAT. The GOAT. The greatest Lakers fan of all time. Think it's you? Upload your pic or video to Facebook, Instagram, X, or TikTok, and tell us your favorite Lakers memory. Use hashtag LakersGoat, GFOAT, and hashtag promotion, and follow at ESPN Los Angeles. The Lakers GOAT is going to be rewarded with courtside seats, a VIP private tour of the Lakers UCLA Health Training Center, a year's supply of BBGO, and more. The Lakers GOAT. Is it you?
Hey guys, it's Sedano. At Los Angeles International Airport, changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforming-LAX. That's flylax.com/transforming-LAX.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gat today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergat.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergat.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game, avnergat.com.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
It's the LA Afternoon Takeover on 710 ESPN.
Man, I hate when my brain is right and my heart is wrong.
It was so close to having your brain wrong and your heart right,
No,
too.
it would have been so much fun if that were the case.
More Sedano and Kap right now.
Are you going to tell people what you've been Googling during the entire break?
Well, I have been Googling to make sure that I was right, which I haven't been able to find yet, so maybe I did make the whole thing up. I feel like I remember this scene when the Lakers played the Bucks after Darvin had left the Lakers and went back to the Bucks, and I feel like there was a scene that was like LeBron and AD not really wanting anything to do with Darvin. And so I have been Googling that.
Wait,
to be honest. Yeah.
say that again?
That LeBron and AD didn't want anything to do with him. Like, they didn't shake his hand. They didn't go up to him and say anything. They didn't hug it out before the game. Like, nothing like that.
They haven't played the Bucks yet.
No, I'm not saying this year. I'm saying last year. I'm saying after
he was with
Darvin,
the team last year.
Darvin was here. So they haven't played the Bucks yet this year?
No, they're playing them twice in the next week.
Then I made it all up.
Of course you did. That's
I
what
made it
we've
all
been
up.
saying.
Then I made it all up. And I'm Googling it. I'm like, hey, am I wrong? Am I way off? Like, why do I'm having a Mark McGuire moment where I'm misremembering.
I even said to you there was a point, during the season where like LeBron ignored him during a timeout or something, and everyone was upset about that, or everyone made a big deal out of it, or it seemed like they're like a cold interaction, but not.
Yeah, I guess I found the article on Anscape that was written by is the gentleman's name Mark Spears? Is that his name? Do you know
Yes, Mark Spears.
Mark
He's
Spears,
a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and I'm not all that familiar with his work, although I know he's a ESPN writer, and
he's literally in the Hall of Fame.
Well, hey, Mazel Tov. You know, that makes two of us. How about that?
But like the real Hall of Fame.
What do you mean the real Hall of Fame? Are you suggesting that the Western Pennsylvania Jewish Sports Hall of Fame is not a real Hall of Fame?
I mean, it's not as prestigious as like the one in the NBA or basketball. It's the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Okay,
actually, not
gotcha.
the NBA.
I think it's prestigious, Cap.
Thank you.
I mean, it's not Springfield.
I mean, no, it's not. It's a closet in the JCC in suburban Pittsburgh. But
it's a closet.
It's just a little closet, So I guess I made the whole thing up.
Yes. Okay.
Well, it was a good story.
It was a great story if it was actually remotely true.
Right. But in this case,
but it's not.
I guess I must have had a dream about it or something.
Sounds like something that could have happened.
Haven't played the Bucks yet this year.
Yeah. No, they have not. I don't know if you checked that. Hey, real
It's not
quick.
a failure, Eric.
Speaking of which, we're partnering with CHLA, Children's Hospital Los Angeles, for their annual Make March Matter campaign, auctioning off exclusive items. On this show, there's a dinner with me and Cappy that you can, listen, it's at Fleming's. Right now, the bidding is up to $500. We're going to spend way more than $500 at that dinner, okay? It's going to be steak, seafood, bottles of wine, all right? So that, you can go to that Go there for that. And then there's a wine tasting tour with me and Beto at the San Antonio Winery right down the street from Dodger Stadium. That includes a food pairing. That's at $280 right now. That's also undervalued at the moment because if you go there, it's going to be way more than that for the food pairing and all the wine we're going to drink. And then if you have a kid that wants to get into this business, this is a cool deal. So you get like a TV radio tour at ESPN with me, and you get to kind of hang out a little bit with me, and so I will show you around, basically. So if you got a kid in high school or college that wants to get into this business, that's the perfect thing to bid on. I think that one's at like $250 right now.
Let me take a
so
look here.
go to the website CHLA 710 for CHLA 710 for CHLA.com 710 FOR CHLA.com and bid, because these things are done in like 5 days or something like that. 5 or 6 days max. So you got to get in on that. 710 for CHLA.com. Bid on the dinner with me and Cappy. Bid on the wine tasting and food pairing with me and Beto at San Antonio Winery. Or you can bid on the ESPN tour, TV and radio tour with me, especially if you've got a kid who, son, daughter who wants to get into the business. That'd be an ideal thing to bid on. And by the way, all of this is tax deductible.
Well, that, and it's also really helping Children's Hospital
A great
of
cause.
Los Angeles, which is an amazing thing.
All the proceeds go to CHLA, man.
And I want to promote 2 other pieces. Listen, the taco tour with me and Beto's buying. Okay, so that in and of itself is the reason to bid more than the current bid, which is at $200. And then the SD versus LA baseball game. To be determined as to where you want to do it. But, I mean, come on, man. You've been busting my chops here for the last 5 years about being a Padre fan rather than a Dodger fan, even though I'm a Dave Roberts homer and apologist. That's at $200 right now. The tickets are more than $200. So let's do a beautiful thing, people. Let's go. Let's start bidding. Let me see what the other one is at. Oh, $3,300 right now. Bid the broadcast live from your house or your business. Somebody yesterday said that we were going to be broadcasting from some porn shop. And I don't know if that's true or false right now. I don't know who the leader is in the clubhouse. But if that's the case and it's an adult store, then, George, we're going to have to show up. What can I tell you?
All right. Sounds good, Cappy.
Indeed it does. You know what else sounded good? LeBron not shaking Darvin Ham's hand.
Darvin Ham's.
Darvin Ham's hand.
But, all right.
But LeBron
Cappy,
ain't going to be there.
Let's talk some football here.
Football.
We talked about this yesterday a little bit. Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Should the Raiders have actually gone after Sam Darnold over Geno Smith? He's 26 years old. Geno Smith is 34. I get the familiarity with Pete Carroll. But if you're doing what's in the best interest for your franchise, I mean, Sam Darnold is a better player in 2025 than Geno Smith.
So, to me, a quarterback can really, really come into his prime in his mid-30s. And I'm not saying everybody's going to get to Tom Brady or everybody's going to get to Aaron Rodgers or even Drew Brees or Peyton Manning and get to their late 30s, early 40s. But a lot of quarterbacks really do come into their best football in their mid-30s. Geno Smith has had one of those careers, George, where it's been up and it's been down, and he really didn't find any success until the last couple of years in Seattle. And how successful was he? Not Super Bowl successful, but statistically successful.
He was all right.
He's okay. I mean, he's throwing for over 4,000 yards a year, and his touchdowns to interceptions are pretty
I feel
solid.
like a lot of guys do that, though, now.
Well, that's the way the game is. I mean, so that's why, you see guys throwing for over 4,000 yards. But to me, I look at Sam Darnold, and I love Sam Darnold. I loved him when he was SC. I watched a lot of his high school career down in San Clemente. I'm a big fan of Sam Darnold. And I'll tell you this, he had the roughest way to go as an NFL player because being a first-round draft choice of the New York Jets, that has not exactly gone well for many people, including Mark Sanchez had a couple of years where under Rex Ryan, the Jets actually did make it to an AFC championship game, but then it gets, negated by a butt fumble. Going to the Jets was a disaster, horrible organization. And then wait a second, it actually gets worse. He goes to Carolina, an even worse organization. Revives his career as a backup in San Francisco where he could have been a career backup, but gets a fortunate break in Minnesota, which is that the kid that they draft in the first round gets hurt. And Sam Darnold has a great year. The problem is, and I say it like this, we don't know how good Sam Darnold could be because we know how good he was in the regular season, and then we saw it all come crashing down at the end of the regular season in the playoffs. So to me, if I'm being honest, I don't really see a big difference between Geno Smith and Sam Darnold. I don't think one is better more significantly than the other. And as Raider Cap, shout out to Raider Ruben. As Raider Cap, I'm all in on Geno Smith. I got no problem with Geno Smith.
Geno Smith threw 21 touchdowns and 15 interceptions last year.
Mm-hmm. On a relatively bad football team.
I mean, they went 10-7.
They're not great. Did they make the playoffs?
I mean, they barely missed the playoffs.
Okay, but they didn't make the playoffs. I'm just saying,
Okay.
10-7's nice. That's good. It's plus 500. It's a relatively new coach. It's a new coordinator. They don't have tremendous talent, although they did have DK Metcalf, which is he's a good player, really good player.
Jackson Smith and Jigba is really good too.
I like Jackson Smith and Jigba a lot. I like saying his name.
Okay.
But I didn't spend a ton of time breaking down film this year of the Seattle Seahawks. So all I know is 10-7, didn't make the playoffs. Geno Smith, decent year. I mean, Sam Darnold, excellent year. Excellent.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just think if you're the Raiders, did you do yourself a disservice for not – if you're going to sign the guy, if you're going to go get a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not get the younger version who played better?
What was the number? So Darnold's number was it 3 years, $110 million?
We should talk about it on the other side.
What about Radio Tinder?
Well, you know.
We can correct it on the other side. It is
Exactly.
110, 3 years, 110, yes.
And do you recall what Gino's number was with the Raiders?
I'd have to look it up. I believe he's still under contract because they traded for him.
Okay. Well, I'd like to know what those numbers are.
Okay, I'll look it up, and then we'll get to Radio Tinder. How about that?
That sounds great.
Excellent. In the interim, Cappy, tell them about your friends at Molson Coors.
I would love to. Hey, listen, guys, what is it that brings us all together? You know, like it's sports. And I don't know if you can feel it. I can feel it in a big way. Like yesterday when we got off the air at 6 o'clock, dude, the traffic was so much better yesterday. I think it's because of the daylight and we can see better and it's not pitch black and people aren't just taking their time on the freeway. We're motoring because the sun is getting warmer. The days are getting longer, and summer in Southern California is right around the corner. Here in California, you know what we do? We choose chill. From hitting the beach to hiking the best trails to going all out to support all of our teams. One thing ties it all together, and that's enjoying icy cold Coors Light with great friends. You can pick up your Coors Light near you, or you can get it delivered today. Visit CAChooseChill.com. I've always been telling you about this website. CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Today is the last day.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
After 30 years and more than 20,000 transactions, Sellers Advantage knows how to get you more for your home.
No agent fees, no commissions, just an as-is cash offer.
Call Sellers Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Find out how you enter. Yeah, there's a few steps, but isn't it worth it? Because the prize is really good. Are you the greatest Lakers fan of all time? LakersGefote.com. Go there on the final day today and sign up and find out how to enter before it's too late, Jack. From BBGO, the Lakers, and 710 ESPN.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Inheriting a home can be overwhelming. Between repairs and the time it takes to get everything ready to sell, it can feel like more trouble than it's worth. That's where Seller's Advantage comes in. One real customer who inherited a home shared their experience, and I quote, "We had an inheritance from a relative. It would have taken us a lot of time, money, and headaches to get the property in shape to sell. I heard about Seller's Advantage from a radio commercial and decided to give them a try. Their offer was reasonable, and we accepted it. They took care of all the physical effort and legal complexities. We closed within 3 weeks. I would highly recommend them to anyone," end quote. No matter what your reason for selling, call Seller's Advantage today at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or use the website sellersadvantage.com for your free, no obligation cash offer. Sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. 294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
This is Sedano and Kap on 710.
I'm a cocky son of a like, there's no question about that.
Sedano and Kap continues right now.
Oh, Rick Astley.
Little Rickroll
Birthday?
action?
No.
No, not a birthday?
This song, number one hit, 1988. Never Gonna Give You Up. Get Rickrolled, Cappy.
1988, huh? Let me ask you a question. What were you doing in 1988?
I mean, I was 10. I don't know. I was probably like in the 4th grade, 5th grade.
What month are we in right now? Is this March?
March
1988. Yeah, I'm a senior in high school.
Did you have a ponytail?
Not at that point.
Oh,
not at that
yet.
point. I was a senior in high school. I was already a superstar, as you guys know.
That's right. How I'm feeling.
Were you the homecoming king?
I was not the homecoming king, but I was the president of the student body.
Parachute pants?
I did have on some parachute pants. Very MC
Were
Hammer
you
of me.
At least on homecoming court?
No.
Ugh.
But,
Ugh.
But I was, but at that point, I'd already, signed a scholarship. So,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course,
You don't
everybody
care,
was
yeah.
like,
They're like,
everybody was
bye.
like, how the hell did you get that scholarship? Because because the other guys on my team, they were like, we're real football players. And I'm like, yeah, but you're 5'9", 185 pounds. Sorry, pal, you're not going to play at Penn State. You know?
Right.
They're like, yeah, but you got a scholarship to Pitt. You had like 5 field goals. I'm like, yeah, they
Yeah,
all were game
I'm a
winners.
kicker.
Yeah, what can I tell you? Guy should have grown to 6'4". Sorry. Or maybe
Yeah,
you should
or
have been a
kick the
kicker.
ball.
Right, you should have been a
Right.
kicker.
Yeah.
1988, George, the glory days, pal.
Yeah. Cappy, Radio Tinder, real quick. Geno Smith, 1 year left on his contract, $31 million. So that means he's going to expect an extension.
Right. Or we hadn't really thought about this. Maybe this is their bridge quarterback. Maybe this is, hey, veteran guy.
So you think they're
34 years
taking
old.
somebody? I mean, I don't know, man.
I don't know either. I mean, they're stuck in a pick where they don't have one of the first 2 quarterbacks, and maybe they don't even like any of these quarterbacks.
Although there's talk that Shador is tumbling.
And maybe there is an extension in Geno Smith's future. Maybe they do extend him for 2 more years, and they say Pete Carroll's dedicated to him for the next 3 years.
Well,
Yeah.
there was a report from The Athletic, I think it was Diana Rossini, who said that one of the reasons that he got traded was because when they were trying to work out an extension
In Seattle,
he wanted more money than they were willing to pay. He wanted like $45 million per year.
Yeah. Well, listen. Here's the good
Which
news,
is
George.
which is basically what the franchise tag would be.
Yeah. Here's the good news.
That's fair.
You think that the Raiders did a poor job, that they should have gone after Sam Darnold?
I did not say poor job. I would have actually kicked the tires on Sam Darnold. I would rather have Sam Darnold than Geno Smith in 2025.
Well, the leader of my nation, Raider Nation, JT the Brick, top of the hour.
Oh, what's he
5
going to
o'clock.
say?
Well, you know what he's
going to
say.
make Geno Smith sound to be like, I don't know, like John Elway. You know what I mean?
Tom
come on.
Brady
like the
too.
LeBron James
Right.
of football.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's my guy.
All right.
Geno Smith's my guy. That's my quarterback.
He's in our commercial free block.
That's my quarterback.
All right, Linz, go.
All right, so a recent survey reveals that a surprising number of people are comfortable with their partners interacting with sex robots.
Wait. Say that again.
A recent survey done by Zip Health revealed that a surprising number of people are comfortable with their partners interacting with sex robots.
Oh, for the love.
So the poll.
What are we doing, man?
What's a sex robot?
Did you say?
What do you think it is?
What was
Well, I
that
haven't
movie
seen one.
DeAndre that we were talking about on Netflix with Megan Fox in it? What was that movie
Oh,
called?
It's a
like
robot you have sex with. What do you think it is?
Subservient.
Ew.
Subservient.
Yeah, something.
Okay, everything you think she was a normal person in this movie, but she's actually like a robot, very advanced robot, and she tricks him into thinking that
Right, but in real life, what's a sex robot? I've never seen one.
Well,
I mean, I've been in a lot of adult stores, and they've never seen one.
maybe if
I don't think you can get one at just the sex store. I think you got to go and it's kind of like a Tesla. You got to order it
right.
online.
Is Elon Musk making these things or what?
Maybe. You never know. He's making everything else apparently. So
Okay, so
All right.
the results of this poll showed that there was a high level of acceptance for AI's involvement in various aspects of personal and sex lives, all the way from diagnosing sexual health issues to replacing human companionship. So yeah.
now let me ask you this: so you said like the partner was okay with it, right?
Yeah. So they asked people. There was 1,000 people with an average age of 40.
Right.
And the respondents were 54% male, 44% female, and 2% non-binary. So out of these 1,000 people, they asked them, would you be okay with your partner interacting with a sex robot?
And how many said, yes, I'm okay with it?
Guess.
I don't know, 65%?
Cappy?
I'm going to say 35%.
I mean, didn't you hear her say that the majority of people said it was
I did hear that, but then she broke
I said
down.
a surprising number.
Oh, a surprising number. Okay.
Come on, George,
So
open
it's
your ears, will you?
One in 4 of the individuals expressed
look at
comfort
that.
with their partner being intimate with a sex robot.
That's more than I thought, to be honest with you.
Really?
Well, I figure the women are probably like, oh, get them off of me.
Well,
Let 'em
I
go
went.
with the
When you
sex
said
robot.
surprising, that's why I went 65%. You know what I mean? Something crazy like 1 in 4, not that surprising because I feel like people are just like, whatever, man. It's not a real person. I can deal with it. You know?
So would you
It's
be
not
okay
cheating.
with your partners?
No, I think it's all ridiculous.
Cappy?
Although, listen, plenty of like, I don't know. I don't want to get down this path.
Go ahead.
Like,
go
I would
down
say
the
plenty
path.
of women have had, you know,
What?
Robots.
yeah, have
Let's just
had
call them
electronics
robots.
at their disposal
Right.
for a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
Robots.
Right. And guys don't need electronics. Guys just have, YouPorn. Pornhub.
I mean,
Don't need electronics. We got websites. We got Playboy back in the old school, Penthouse. We had them all.
Anyhow, 25%. All right. What's next, Lindsay?
oh, okay. So when I left the house today,
Yeah.
I realized that I don't have an umbrella, and it was raining.
Okay.
Ooh.
And
Which normally in LA you don't need one.
right. So I was actually thinking about this, and I wrote it down in my little notepad, and I thought to myself, like, do I need to, like, I don't think I've ever bought an umbrella in my life. Like, I had one in Ohio, but it was when, like, my mom gave me or something. Do you guys own an umbrella? Like,
Yeah.
you keep an umbrella in
Absolutely.
your car? DeAndre, how
Not
about
in
you?
my car, but I mean, we have
Do
one.
you
here at the
own
house.
one? I mean, that
All right.
you bought, not Kelly's, not
Let
not
me-
No,
Rachel's.
I bought one. Yeah.
Let me answer this
So
question.
you have
a
a
small one.
George Sedano umbrella.
Yeah, there's a small one that I can even travel with if I need it.
Let me tell you this right now. Today, I was leaving also, and I noticed the rain. And I remember last week when we went to the Laker game, and I didn't have an umbrella,
You
and I
did
got
say,
rained on.
Yeah, you didn't have one.
And I went into my garage today, and I grabbed 2 umbrellas that used to always be in the back of my car. I didn't buy them. They were like promotional gifts at a golf tournament, and they're awesome. These things can take like 100-mile-an-hour wind, no problem. So I packed them in my car, and I walked around. I even brought my umbrella into the East Central Hotel today.
Look at that.
I have my umbrella with me. That's right. I'm prepared, Jack.
DeAndre, what about you?
Nah, I don't have an umbrella.
Yeah, because Palm Springs, it don't never rain.
It doesn't, no.
There's just
Rarely.
something weird randomly I thought about. Like, I wonder how many people in LA, like, you don't really ever need it. But when
Yeah.
you do need it, it's like, where is it?
Yeah.
No, I got it. In fact, I got 2 of them.
There you go. All right, that's Radio Tinder. Cappy, coming up next, JT the Brick's going to join us at 5, but coming up next, I want to get into kind of some of the other free agency moves. There's been a lot of stuff that's going on in the NFL, but first tell us about your friends at the East Central.
Oh, I would love to. Hey, so I'm staying at the East Central tonight because it is my home away from home. I actually was going to stay at the East Central last night, but then I had to schlep all the way home because of some family stuff. But nonetheless, let me just tell you this. My daughter today, when we pulled into the East Central, and by the way, it's something I never really talk about, but I'll throw this in. When you go to the East Central, you can pull right in, and there's valet parking for you right there. Make things very easy for you, very easy. And my daughter looked, and she goes, oh, Dad, check it out, the Grammy Museum. And I'm like, yeah, that's why the East Central is the best place to go, because you got the Grammy Museum, you've got LA Live, you've got, crypto.com, you've got everything that's going on right here in downtown LA, and the East Central is far and away the best location. But here's the next part. So my daughter and I, we go in and we get our room today, right? Because I told you she's leaving to take a train tonight. So she's chilling, she's doing her schoolwork over there. Guess what room number I got today at the East Central? Take a guess.
No.
Yes, George. Yes. My daughter, who went to a semester abroad in Amsterdam, was so happy when we got room number 420. That's exactly right. And when we got into room 420, she was like, ooh, this is really nice. Yeah, it's really nice. Biggest hotel rooms in downtown LA. Great super soft towels that are awesome. Okay. The modern and contemporary art and decor. The brand new gym. The Nixo Lounge. I'm telling you right now, the location is enough, but there's so much more to the East Central. East Central Hotel in downtown LA. Shout out to all my people over there, to all the people who work there who make it feel like home. Shout out to all you guys. East Central Hotel in downtown LA, entertainment's official address.
Today is the last day for the Lakers Goat, the greatest fan of all time. Is that you? Thanks to our friends at BBGO, the Lakers, and of course here at 710 ESPN. What we want you to do today is go to LakersGoat, GFOAT.com, LakersGoat.com, and find out how you enter. Yeah, there's a few steps, but isn't it worth it? Because the prize is really good. Are you the greatest Lakers fan of all time? LakersGoat.com. Go there on the final day today and sign up and find out how to enter before it's too late, Jack. From BBGO, the Lakers, and 710 ESPN.
The CONCACAF Nations League finals arrive at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. The dream is now. Don't miss the Final Four national teams in the semifinals doubleheader. One ticket, two matchups. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Hey, it's DeMarco. You guys know I'm a massive F1 fan. Nothing beats the speed, the energy, the atmosphere is electric on race weekend. If you want to experience it right, Absolute Sport is the way to go. Thanks to their partnership with Red Bull USA, they have exclusive rates and special access to F1 in Mexico City, Miami, Vegas, and Austin. With top-tier seats and luxury hotels, they handle everything. So all you have to do is enjoy the ride. Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your dream trip a reality.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Take a look at me.
I feel like your fat is less visceral.
Oh, really?
The LA Afternoon Takeover rolls on right now.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that like Stockton. Just joshing. I'm spending this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins.
Cappy, what do you know about Jack Harlow?
I know that he can put you on a plane or something, right? Can he? Can he do that? Can he take you first class?
Just know about that song.
Can't Jack Harlow take you first class? I take you first class up in the sky. I take you first class.
How did you know that song?
I mean, it's kind of like the only Jack Harlow song I think I know.
I mean, What's Poppin' was the song, though. That was the original one.
Is that what was poppin'?
Yeah.
But the first class
Play it one
song-
more time. That piano beat is awesome, man. That's a great little beat.
Let me
Give
hear
it to me one more time.
Let me hear it. There's a piano beat.
Yeah.
What's poppin'?
Right there.
Brand new whip, just hopped in.
What's poppin'?
I got
Yeah.
options.
Yeah.
I can pass that like Stockton.
You can pass like Stockton, Cappy.
What's poppin'? Yeah. I got toxins. Yeah. Yeah.
You should be on a Jack Harlow track.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be great. That'd be good. I mean, listen, let's face it. I mean, what's the real talent here? You know what I mean?
What do you mean, what's the real talent? Are you serious?
Yeah, what did he do? Did he play the piano?
Well, no, he's the one that's rapping.
Right, I understand. I can do that.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You
Listen,
got bars?
listen. What's poppin'? Yeah. What's pop? I got them toxins. Yeah. I throw the ball in the end zone. Yeah. Like, dude, I can do that. If I record those lines and you put that into that beat, everybody be like, oh, this guy Cappy. He good, man. He good. 55-year-old white rapper, he good.
50 what?
35. Yeah.
Come on now. There is the song, Cappy.
Yeah. O-U-S. First class. Up in the sky. I mean, come on, man.
You can be up there with me, Cappy.
Nah, your contract's different than mine. Mine is.
You need to get a better deal, bro.
Back by the bathroom, up in the sky. He's in economy.
Right, they got you in basic economy in your
Basic economy, up in the sky.
You don't even get Comfort Plus.
Right. He's a stowaway. Jumped on the plane.
Got him in baggage claim. Oh, man. That's so funny.
I used to hate that, by the way. It was always the worst. You ready for this? I'd go on a flight, and I would always fly with James Lofton when we would go to these NFL games for Western One.
And he'd be in first class, and you'd be in the back of the plane.
And James would be sitting in first class, and I would always be sitting way in the back. And I would always say to our boss, Howie Deneroff, shout out to Howie, I'd say, Howie, how come James Lofton gets first class and I sit by the bathroom? And he said, because he's a Hall of Famer. I understood that.
You are also a Hall of Famer.
I explained that to him. But then he would say this to me. This is what Howie would say to me. He goes, how come James Lofton takes his Porsche and parks it at the airport off-site, takes a bus, comes in. It costs $30 for James Lofton to park. How come you park valet at the airport for $75 a day? Why is that? I'm like, well, because when you add up my basic economy and my parking, it's still a whole lot less than the first class ticket. So how about this? I'll park off campus too. Just get me first class, like Jack Harlow.
Right.
Didn't happen, George.
Yeah, I'm guessing it didn't. Cappy.
Yep.
The Chargers have made some interesting moves, I think.
Oh, really?
Now, I still think they need a wide receiver. Maybe they'll do that in the draft.
Well, time out on that real quick. If I'm the Chargers, and I support the Rams and the Raiders, the LA teams, so I don't really talk about the Chargers that much. But if I were the Chargers, the first phone call I'd be making today is to Cooper Kupp. Because when you talk about
Right, you don't even have to move.
Right, a veteran guy who could change the the wide receiver room.
Yeah.
You talk about a guy who, whether he's targeted or whether he's making receptions or scoring touchdowns, or if the dude is just out there blocking his ass off, the one thing you know about Cooper Kupp is he's a veteran, established Super Bowl champion star in this league, and the Chargers don't currently have a star wide receiver. They've got guys that were drafted high, but they don't have a star. Now, Ladd McConkey's kind of on his way after his rookie season, but today, if I were Jim Harbaugh, I'd be calling over to Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. But they added Najee Harris, who I like.
It's okay.
Especially at $9.5 million, that's a good deal, Cappy.
But it's a 1-year deal. So it's like...
So it's a prove it to me. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's a, hey, look. And by the way, $9.5 million, remember the story a couple years ago when running backs weren't getting paid and Saquon Barkley essentially left the Giants because they would only pay him $10 million? I mean, $9.5 million for a 1-year contract for Najee Harris, for him, that's a good deal. Real good deal.
Right, but I also think that's a team-friendly deal, too.
Very team-friendly.
Because, I mean, this is a guy who's rushed for 1,000 yards every season he's been in the league. And, it's not like the Steelers had this great run game necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have a great offensive line per se. So, yeah, like, I think he's a good player. And he can catch the ball out of the backfield. Like, he does a pretty good job receiving as well. So, I think that he can be. Who did they have last year that they took from the Ravens?
They had two guys. They had two guys from the Ravens.
Well, they had Gus Edwards, but the other guy, J.K. Dobbins,
Yeah,
right? Like they got the most out of J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
I think they get the most out of Najee. Najee's young too, man. Najee's only 26 years old.
What's the? Is there some injury history with Najee Harris? Did he miss a bunch
There
of
was,
time
but he's
with
played
Pittsburgh?
every game.
Yeah.
Even with he's played through the injuries.
Okay, so he's not missed a game in his career thus far.
No,
I haven't.
No.
I didn't look back at his. But
No.
listen. The only thing that for me, if I'm him, is what? Maybe he wanted a 1-year deal. Maybe he's willing to bet on himself. Maybe he's willing to say, hey, look, I'm going to go there. They've got a big offensive line. They've got a coach who wants to run the ball. And I'm going to go there and I'm going to put up 1,400, 1,500 yards. And I'm going to force the Chargers' hand to give me a longer-term, better deal. Or maybe I'll go find myself somewhere else. But,
right.
yeah, I mean, it's a good deal for both parties because for the Chargers, they get to kick the tires, and for Najee, he gets to see if he can be as productive as he can be. So
100%.
For 1 year, it's probably a pretty good deal for both parties.
By the way, USC basketball, we were going to be over, the show was going to be over today at 6, but USC basketball, it looks like it's going to start at 5:30 now because they're playing in their tournament, the Big Ten tournament right now at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. They're going to take on Rutgers tonight in their Big Ten tournament game. It was originally scheduled for 6, but everything has gone fast, which is usually the opposite. Like in these conference tournaments, everything runs late, but it's actually running early. So USC Rutgers at 5:30, just FYI. Here on the station.
Just think about what you just said. USC is playing Rutgers
in their conference
in
tournament.
the Big Ten conference basketball tournament.
Yeah.
You know, like we all got adjusted this year to USC and UCLA playing this Big Ten schedule, and we listened to the coaches complain about the travel and what it does to their teams. And now USC and Rutgers, not USC Ohio State, not USC Michigan State, you know, USC freaking Rutgers.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, they were themselves, you know, like a late addition to this conference years ago. You know, they were an old school Big East team.
Right.
Wannabe New York team.
Yeah. By the way, UCLA doesn't even play till Friday.
Oh, really?
They've got like a bye or whatever. So.
Mm-hmm. God, this has been, I will tell you this has been the least college basketball that I've watched in probably the last 10 or 15 years.
I've only watched recently, and I've seen enough of Cooper Flagg to know how good he is, and I've seen Duke enough times to know how good those guys are. I've watched North Carolina a couple times, and I'm trying to think, although they're like a bubble team. I'm trying to think what else. I've seen a lot of. I watched Gonzaga the other night.
Last night when they played St. Mary's in the conference finals, West Coast Conference
That's what
finals?
it was. It was last night. Yeah. But yeah, like I have not watched a ton of college basketball either, except for the last like couple of weeks. Like I watched Arizona and Houston play each other 2 weeks ago. I watched that full game. It was my guy Dave Pash and Fran Fraschilla.
Mm-hmm.
I watched I've watched some Big 12 now that I think about it because I was watching John Shambi, our buddy,
the
John
Boogly
Shambi.
Boogler.
Yeah, do some games with Fran Fraschilla here the last couple of days. I saw the most recent Kansas game. So, yeah, I've watched a little bit, but not as much as I have in previous years, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not even going to know that college basketball starts until the field of 64 is actually set.
Well, it's actually 68.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like once they get past the play-in guys,
the first four,
right.
First four.
Once they get past that, now it's like on the charts. Like because when you look at like the I'm calling it a chart, but there's another word, the brackets. And you look at the top. You know what I mean? You look at the very top of it, and it's got those play-in teams that play in like Dayton. Like, hey, we're gonna go play in Dayton.
We're going to play in Dayton.
Yeah.
Dayton is always a play-in.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, Joey Bosa. You kind of ripped him for never being available, so I don't think you think that's a big loss for him to go to the Bills, I presume.
I'm actually shocked that he went to the Bills. And I want to say, you talk about a team-friendly deal. I think I saw that he signed for like $12 million or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're Joey Bosa and you leave the Chargers and you were a $30+ million a year player, and you do the math, you're like the Bills, you're going, okay, look, you play on third downs, number one, and you probably only play in like 8 to 10 games a year. So when we do the math, we come up with $12 million. You want it? And he goes, yeah, I'll take it. You guys got rid of Von Miller. You need somebody? I'll take that. I was surprised Joey Bosa went. I think everybody thought he was going to go play with Nick Bosa up in San Francisco.
Yeah, there was some chatter about that. Or there was some chatter to go to the Dolphins because
I
grew up there.
Right.
Yeah, they all grew up down there. The dad played there.
Cold weather in Buffalo, Bell. I don't want to go there.
All right, coming up next, our boy JT the Brick's going to stop by. We'll talk Raiders. We'll talk NFL with him. But first, Cappy, tell us about we got to talk Prize Picks, actually.
Let's do it.
Cappy, if you want sports action in the state of California, Prize Picks is the place to be. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Your first $5 play gets you a $50 bonus, and it's really simple to play Prize Picks, okay, guys? It's more or less. You see a stat line for every individual player, pretty much in every freaking sport imaginable, and you go more or less on that particular stat, and then you bundle them together, and you can win some cold, hard cash.
All right, so I mentioned this earlier today. My picks earlier in international soccer, I was playing Mbappe for more than 2.5 shots. He had 0.
Real Madrid, yeah.
And I was playing Julian Alvarez to have more than 2.5 shots. He had 5. So now, George, because I'm playing a 6-pick flex play, and it's a $20 play to win $360, now I'm not going to win. But What I have to do is I have to hope now that all of my NBA picks come in, because then I'll go 5 out of 6. So I've got Dante DiVincenzo tonight to have more than 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Minnesota's at Denver. I've got Christian Brown for more than 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Same games. Julius Randle to go for more than 12.5 rebounds and assists. And Jaden McDaniels tonight for more than 2.5 assists. I got to get all 4 to come in, because then I'll go 5 for 6. And even though I won't make the $20 play 360, I'll still win money tonight on Prize Picks. And there you have it.
Prize Picks, Cappy. Run your game.
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
ESPN LA and BBGO are going on a quest for the Lakers GOAT. No. Not the GOAT. The GOAT. The greatest Lakers fan of all time. Think it's you? Upload your pic or video to Facebook, Instagram, X, or TikTok, and tell us your favorite Lakers memory. Use hashtag LakersGoat, GFOAT, and hashtag promotion, and follow at ESPN Los Angeles. The Lakers GOAT is going to be rewarded with courtside seats, a VIP private tour of the Lakers UCLA Health Training Center, a year's supply of BBGO, and more. The Lakers GOAT. Is it you?
If you've been thinking about selling your home and you've heard about Seller's Advantage on the radio or seen them around town, you might be a little skeptical, wondering if they're just another shady company trying to take advantage. But that couldn't be further.
I showed up at the hospital and was told I couldn't see my children. Then I showed up in court and was told they may not be mine. Then I was accused of anything and everything: sexual assault, domestic violence, substance abuse. You name it, I heard it. I was forced to go long periods of time without seeing my children. That experience of being wrongfully treated ignited something in me. I can look at a father and honestly tell him I know how he is feeling. I've been there. At Real Fathers Rights, we care about your family, your livelihood, and your future.
$02747, or better yet, go to their website, sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Fathers Rights. Real Fathers Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit RFR710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this?
And time for the Real Fathers Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Bum, bing, bum. Do, da, da, boop. Bing, ba, da, boop. Do, dee, da, do.
What are you laughing at?
I just love it when we're not together.
Yeah, because we're not in sync.
And there's always like an ounce of a delay, you know, and it's kind of like row, row, row your boat, row, 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 bing, ba da, bing, ba da, bop, pick a doom, dee da, bop. Yeah, you understand what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Cappy, good NBA game on right now. OKC Boston on ESPN.
I'm watching it right now. OKC with a 23-22 lead, 2:35 to go here in the first.
Look at that, Cappy. We're in sync.
Well, that's because I'm in our studio.
Yeah.
And you are at the crib.
Oh, Kenrich Williams for 3.
Nice beard.
Yeah.
So our boy JT
I think
the Brick's
OKC
coming
could
by.
beat Boston, man. Like
You do.
if they played in the finals.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've been bullish on OKC all season long.
I don't think there's a lot of teams that could beat Boston, and I think that if they matched up against them in a series, and I think OKC is one of them.
Well,
and by the way, they're playing without their second best player today, so I'm curious to see how it goes.
This is a good game to watch tonight. Shea just had one, just put one down.
Yeah, a little turnaround, Jay.
So is it 28-25 right now?
Although Shea, when Boston tied it up at 22, the Celtics did a great job of penetrating and then just kind of driving and kicking. The ball kept moving. Shea made a mistake. He didn't get out to Tatum in time on the rotation when Lou Dort had to cover after Isaiah Hartenstein had to get into the paint. So, and Shea, I'll give him credit because you don't see a lot of superstars do this. He literally, like, when his coach called timeout, he kind of threw up his hands like, hey, that was my bad.
Yeah, I was going to break it down just like you did, but since you already did it, that's fine.
Right. No, I get you. Hey, real quick, before we get to JT the break, we're doing something awesome with Children's Hospital Los Angeles, CHLA. We are doing a silent auction, and all the proceeds go towards CHLA. There's so many families in need that their kids are in desperate need of help financially to try to get a particular surgery or particular treatment. So we are teaming up with CHLA for their Make March Matter campaign. And there's a silent auction for a bunch of items for the entire station. And there are a bunch of experiences, basically. So you got a dinner with me and Cappy at Fleming's, which right now is at $500, the current bid. It's up to $500. But basically, here's the deal. We're going to spend more than that because the food there is awesome. We're going to get steaks, seafood, bottles of wine, all sorts of apps. You name it, we got it. So $500 is a bargain. And again, all of this is tax deductible. Then there's a wine tasting, okay? So even more wine, okay? A wine tasting with me and Beto at San Antonio Winery right by Dodger Stadium, and that's a food pairing too. That one's at $280, also undervalued at the moment. You can get, trust me, we're going to drink and eat way more than that. So also undervalued, and you can bring your buddy or your special someone and hang out with us there and do that. And the bidding is only at $280. Here's the thing that I also think is interesting if you've got like a family member who wants to get into the business, because there's a Sedano studio experience, radio, TV. I'm like your tour guide for the day. So if someone wants to get into the business, that's a perfect opportunity to bid on this particular item and this particular experience. Because, man, you get a chance to chit-chat with me. Who knows who you run into at the TV building that we can chat with. So if you have a young person in your life, a high school kid, college kid especially, that wants to get into this business, that would be an incredible experience. That one is climbing a little bit. That's up to $285 right now. But, again, go to this website. It's all tax deductible, 710-4CHLA.com. That's 710-FORCHLA.com.
Well done. Very well done. You got that taco tour with me and Beto. You got the SD versus LA baseball game you and me are going to go to. So, yeah, you got to get in there. 710-4CHLA. That's FOR. Good job.
All right, let's talk to JT the Brick, who I know is a man of charity. You should bid on one of these, Brick. Come to dinner with me and Cappy.
Yeah, that would the initial bid would only handle appetizers in one round in Vegas. So I'll help get this bid up, and we'll get it going. And by the way, guys, is this my first ever appearance with the new Tom Brady, Pete Carroll, Scott Kaplan Las Vegas Raiders?
Yeah,
we got
Raider
the team
Cappy.
now, man. We got Cappy, Pete Carroll, and Tom Brady.
Right.
Here we go.
And Geno Smith, our quarterback. That's my quarterback, Geno Smith. Raider Cap, that's his quarterback.
Oh, boy. Geno now, huh?
What do you
I
think?
had Jimmy G. I had Gardner Minshew. I had Aiden O'Connell. And I know Geno's an upgrade from that, so I'm ready to roll.
Yeah. And Devontae Adams now is back with his former Raiders quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, with the Rams. How's that going to work out?
Let me tell you what I don't like about that, and I'll tie it into basketball. Sedano, one of Sedano's great topics here. I don't like when players get rewarded for bad behavior. The best example is Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, what he did to Mickey Aronson, Pat Riley, and Eric Spoelstra was despicable. I would have benched him without pay the entire year, suspended him for the year, or I would have traded him to Washington and said, New Orleans or Washington, you're not going anywhere. He got rewarded and ended up with the Warriors. Same thing with Devontae, who quit on Vegas, no debate, great guy, great future Hall of Famer, and now he's rewarded after everything that happened with Aaron Rodgers, with the Jets in the mess, and now he gets to play with Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay in L.A. Man, we are living in the era of player entitlement. You don't like where you are, you don't like your coach, you don't like your quarterback, force out a trade and you'll get it. Put Jimmy Butler and Devontae on that list.
Wow.
George, comment? Feedback?
You're not wrong. But I will say this. The difference was Devontae was a free agent. So I don't think those two are necessarily equitable.
Well, I just don't like, the Harden, Kawhi, and these are L.A. topics too. I don't like rewarding bad behavior when players believe they're entitled, if they don't like where they are, to force themselves out of a deal. And look, Devontae, Max Crosby didn't quit on the Raiders. Everybody else, Brock Bowers didn't say, I'm a rookie here, I don't like the team, get me out of here. Devontae did. I wish Devontae well. I think it's a great situation with him and Puka right there with Stafford coming back. And you could debate that Stafford maybe kind of used the Raiders as leverage, because I think the Raiders were interested, obviously, in Matthew Stafford along with the Giants.
You weren't in Montana with them, with Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford? What was going on there?
What do you mean?
I thought you'd be there.
That was a chance meeting, wasn't it? That wasn't. They didn't really connect, right?
At least if you weren't in Montana, were you at the Starbucks at the Combine when they were fighting about it? I mean, come on.
I only go skiing at Big Bear or Mammoth with Cappy when we do these little San Diego getaways. But no, I wasn't there in Montana. But I'll tell you, today I was with Pete Carroll. I hosted the Raiders on YouTube official free agent show, and Max Crosby got his extension at $91 million guaranteed. What a great guy. It's 5 years sober. So Max deal's done. Gino is about to be done. They're working out that contract extension. But Raiders lost a lot of good players over the last couple of days.
JT, time out on the Gino thing, because George and I were having this conversation earlier. And so Gino comes from the Seahawks, and he's got 1 year remaining on his deal. And so what we weren't sure about was, is it a 1 year thing and he's a Band-Aid guy? Or, okay, so what are they saying they're planning on doing with Gino?
Well, let me get this politically correct first. Sources say, because until pen goes to paper and it's official, but everybody knows that Gino's reuniting with Pete Carroll, and they were able to get Gino done because if they weren't going to get Sam Darnold and he was franchise tagged, or they weren't able to get him and negotiate, the Raiders would have been left with no quarterback going into the draft, no guarantee of getting Shedeur at number 6, probably now potentially. But they wanted to get the quarterback out of the way, and a 70% completion percentage, a guy who won more games in the last 3 years than Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford. So the Raiders get an upgrade at quarterback, but now they're negotiating the extension. And as you know, Gino will be rewarded with a contract, and that'll be announced here pretty quick. We'll find out what the number is. Something to keep in mind on, guys. I thought Sam Darnold going to Seattle, I thought his minimum was going to be $40 million or to $45 million, and I think Seattle got a really good deal with him, a prove-it deal with him. And I wonder if Sam Darnold's contract in Seattle will affect the negotiations of Gino's in Vegas. But I think Gino's going to get taken care of very nicely by the Las Vegas Raiders and be the quarterback for a while.
Now, do they let's say Shedeur falls to them. Would that be something they'd kick the tires on at number 6?
George, that's been a big topic on my shows lately, because I don't think you can do that now because you did the Gino deal. So Shedeur's got to play. He doesn't have to play the first 5 to 10 games, but it'd be the same thing. You can't have Shedeur on a team where you have a quarterback under a multi-year contract, because Shedeur's going to have to play here pretty quick. But I wouldn't say never, because Brady had a relationship with Shedeur, and you never know what could happen there. But I would assume, and I'm just guessing now, that the Raiders would be more in the market for T. McMillan, the big wide receiver out of Arizona, Aston Genty.
He's so good.
And the running back, Aston Genty, could be perfect on a rookie deal for the Raiders, because Pete Carroll's going to want to run the ball with Gino, with Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers. The offense will be pretty good if they get a elite running back in the draft. But as you guys know, there's going to be a lot of good running backs in this draft class after the first round. You can get a good running back in the second or third round.
Yeah, and
Cappy, have you seen this kid, Tedero McMillan, at Arizona?
Yeah.
He is.
He's a freak.
He is absolutely freak is the exact word. He's huge. He's long. He's fast. His catch radius is unlike anything I've seen at that age. Like, it is wild how good that kid is.
That's just it, though. Is like, if you're the Raiders and you think about it, you got your quarterback handled. And listen, everybody can argue all day long about what they think about Geno Smith. You bring up an interesting number, JT, that he's won more games than you said Burrow and Stafford. That's something I hadn't considered. But they must find another wide receiver, maybe two, and they probably really do need a running back. If it came down to the kid you're talking about from Arizona versus Genty, the running back from Boise State, that's kind of a tough call right there. Because Genty, I'm not saying that he's going to be Saquon Barkley, but he was far and away the best running back in college football, and he might be one of those types of guys who can play on every down because he is good out of the backfield catching the ball. So if you had to make a guess right now, receiver, running back, or?
Yeah, I would go. They got to get a linebacker. The linebacker out of Georgia. The Raiders got a couple of big holes because they just lost Robert Spillane, their inside linebacker. They lost their safety, Trayvon Merrick, who was a really good player to free agency. Those two guys got overpaid by a lot. So the Raiders, didn't have to worry about that. They weren't going to match that offer with the new regime. But it's a great question, Cappy. I'd go running back, but again, when you have the 6th pick overall, you never want to spend the 6th pick overall on a wide receiver and running back. You'd like to move down a little bit. Could the Raiders move back? Possibly. If the Raiders, I think that Shedeur should go to the Jets now at 7. That should be the lock, even though they have Justin Fields. Or the Giants at number 3. If Cam Ward and Shedeur go in the first 3, if the Titans take Cam Ward, you're telling me the New York Giants at number 3, who had Daniel Jones, they have to take Shedeur. I mean, I'm one of the guys who like Shedeur, man. This Deion Sanders kid is no joke. No drugs, no alcohol, no problem with women. He's been a unique, great citizen. He put 2 programs on his back at Jackson State and Colorado. I would take him, but most of the draft guys that you're going to have on over the next month are going to tell you that Shedeur isn't a top 10 or top 20 talent. I disagree. I think for a bad team, you get Shedeur. You got his marketing rights. He's a big city type star, and eventually you're going to get Deion, because eventually Deion's going to coach his son. I can guarantee you that.
Well, here's what I'll tell you, JT. And I'm with you about the nonsense about his personality. He's too brash. He's too bold, whatever. I don't care about any of that. I think that if you watch his game, and I watched plenty of his games, my biggest issue with him, and he is tough as hell because he had the worst offensive line arguably of any Power 4 team. But he tries to pull the rabbit out of the hat a little too much like Caleb Williams did, except he's not as good or as talented as Caleb Williams. And Caleb struggled with that in a big way this past season with Chicago. And I think Shedeur, to me, is more of a high IQ, precision passer. He doesn't have like the arm strength of Cam Ward or certainly Caleb, Drake May, and some of the guys that went last year. So to me, it's about as all of this, it is the right fit to me about Shedeur.
Yeah, I think you take a guy like Shedeur, the worst thing that could happen to the Raiders, George, or the Giants, or any other team is if you pass on Shedeur and he turns out to be great, not good. Jaden Daniels, I'm talking high-level guy. I've worked for the Raiders 28 seasons. Go look at the quarterbacks that the Raiders didn't take, and they took names you wouldn't believe. I'll give you 2. Ben Roethlisberger and Aaron Rodgers were easily selections, and both of those guys are going to the Hall of Fame. So you got to be careful passing on a top 2 or 3 quarterback in the draft. I love this kid Jackson Dart out of Ole Miss, Jalen Milroe out of Alabama. If the Raiders got him in the 2nd or 3rd round, I would love to see him go. But, the bigger issue is that Cappy's a Raider fan now, and he's going down Las Vegas Boulevard during the marathon, and he's representing our city.
Yeah.
He's not only did he represent Las Vegas, he represented the Las Vegas Raiders. He represented ESPN 710 LA. This guy is a rock star, and we need to see more of him in Vegas.
Here's what I would say. He's got LA and Vegas covered because his buddy Alex Van Pelt is now a senior assistant for Sean McVay. And then he's got you in Vegas. Cappy's all about the hookup. He's got the hookup now in both cities.
Well, and Pete Carroll, too, because don't forget now that Pete Carroll is the coach of the Raiders, that's why they call me Raider Cap. So, I'm going to have to be calling Pete this year and saying, yo, Pete, I need 8 field passes because, JT, I still have not been inside the new Raider Stadium. Driven by it, got to get into it. And this year, I'm coming because Raider Cap don't mess around. He hangs out with Gorilla Rilla.
I'm going to have you in the Field Club with bottle service at Wynn Nightclub. I'll have you in my seats, the JT, the brick seats, the club seats, the good ones, open bar for you, and you're going to be great. But, George, before you let me go, please don't tell me all my years the Knicks have been waiting since 1973 to win a title. You're telling me my Knicks can't get by Cleveland? I can see Boston or LeBron in his prime. Cleveland's going to take out my Knickerbockers?
Let me tell you something about this, okay? The New York Knicks under Tom Thibodeau, this is unbelievable, are one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA, okay? Which you would have never dreamed or in your wildest nightmare, okay? That a Tom Thibodeau team would be this bad defensively. And, yeah, I think that you're in deep trouble. Like, honestly, if you play the Pistons in the first round, I would absolutely consider taking the Pistons in the first round.
Well, and especially if Jalen Brunson doesn't get that ankle put together, because we saw what happened here in L.A., JT. This was about a week ago. He came down hard. He took those 2 free throws. He made them. And then when the ball was inbounded, my man could not move off that free throw line. He had to get carried into the locker room. So without him, you're in big trouble, pal.
Yeah, and you know why else I'm in big trouble? And the biggest one is because I'm cranky Yankee. We lost to the Dodgers in the World Series, and we were great in Game 5 until Judge dropped a fly ball hit right to him. Garrett Cole was on the mound. I lost Garrett Cole for the entire year. We wanted to get back and play the Dodgers at some point. Team's kind of loaded. Yankees upgraded, and now Garrett Cole's gone for the year, a Southern California byproduct. Man, I'm going through a rough road here. I got to help rebuild the Raiders to greatness. My Yankees are in the tank without Cole, and my Knicks can't get by the Cavaliers.
Yeah. Hey,
or maybe the Pistons, actually.
Last thing. Go back to the Raiders for one last thing.
Yeah, I got to do a live read here. If you got last thing, make it the last thing.
Cooper Kupp is an available free agent. You think the Raiders? You think the Raiders kick the tires?
Yes. Let me tell you why. That's a great question. Here's why: the Raiders don't need a number 1. Jacoby Myers is a great elite number 2. Brock Bowers' numbers are number 1. So if we get 2 number 2s, which would be production-wise, Cooper Kupp and Jacoby Myers, and then you have Brock Bowers putting up 110 receptions, Raiders are fine. So I would love Cooper Kupp with Geno Smith, Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, this could be really big. And plus, I like his character. I'll ask you guys, how healthy is he? Can he put up with a 17-game regular season and stay on the field?
Probably not. Most NFL wide receivers can't. I mean, Devontae Adams isn't going to.
I disagree. I think Devontae's going to have a really big year in L.A.
Well, I hope he
Got
does.
a big chip on his shoulder, and he's going to want to rebuild his legacy again and get back to a championship. But, guys, it's great out here in Vegas. The sun is always shining. We have the Fraternal Order of the Men of Khaki Pants. All men are about to lie to their girlfriends and wives and tell them they're coming to Vegas for March Madness to actually go watch games. No, they'll be at the steakhouses, the strip clubs. They'll be in the casinos. And March Madness is Vegas. So for all your listeners, look up your boy JT the Brick on X, and if you're coming out for March Madness, hit me up, and I'll tell you where to go.
There it is. All right, Brick, we'll talk to you, buddy.
Take care, guys.
Raiders.
Hey, Cappy, we got some stuff to do here. We got some business to take care of here. Thanks to JT. Real quick, we still are commercial-free here for the next 7 minutes, but real quick, you've heard all the jingles for years, right? Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob. Yeah. You should never forget those 8 words, because if you're involved in an auto accident, slip or fall at the market or store, you need help. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell them Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. So if you're in an accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie, man. Call Jacob. Jacob and his team will get you to the doctor, make sure you get a rental car, all without paying a penny. And they'll handle the phone calls for you to make sure you get the settlement you deserve. Let Jacob and his team remove all the stress from having to deal with the insurance company. So when you get in any of those accidents, you call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell them Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. Let's hope you don't need to call Jacob, but if you do, or a loved one gets involved in an accident, again, accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie.
Call Jacob.
All right. When you call an attorney, you want one who's respected, call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB. Visit them online at calljacob.com. And if you're a wildfire victim or know someone in your family who's dealt with having to pick up the pieces. Call Jacob there as well, as lawsuits are already underway, and companies are certainly responsible for this. Jacob and his team offering completely free help reviewing your case and insurance claims. One call can make all the difference. Call Jacob. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. Together, we are LA Strong. All right, Cappy. So real quick, I just want to update people on where we are in CHLA. Here's the deal. If you haven't heard before yet, we are partnering with CHLA, Children's Hospital Los Angeles, here at 710 for their Make March Matter campaign. And we're doing a silent auction with a bunch of cool experiences here from the station. And here are a couple of items that are up for bid for our show. And first of all, if you want to go to this website and bid on any of these items, go to 710forchla.com. That's 710forchla.com. All of this tax deductible, and all the proceeds go to CHLA, okay, to help families in need, for kids who need treatments and things of that nature. Come on, this is a huge deal. So we have a private dinner with Sedano and Kap at Fleming's. It's going to be big-time food, steaks, seafood, bottles of wine, you name it. I mean, that's a easily four-figure dinner. Right now, Cappy, it is gone up again from $500 to $610.
Nice,
okay?
nice.
So it's going up right now. The price of brick is going up. All right, then there's a Sedano and Beto wine tasting and dining experience. So it's a food pairing and wine tasting at San Antonio Winery with me and Beto right down the street from Dodger Stadium. This place is out of control. If you've never been there, you are missing out. $300 is the current bid. It's up to $300 right now. Here's the thing. The food and the wine we'll be having is definitely more than that. That is undervalued. And then lastly, if you've got a family member, a young person who wants to get in this business, this is the experience for you. The George Sedano studio experience. I'm giving you a tour of the TV building, the radio building. I'm going to, who knows who we'll run into there. You're going to get a chance to talk to all the, whoever's there from ESPN that day, talk to them about getting into this business, meeting people, seeing the whole deal, how the sausage is made here at ESPN, both on television and radio. And I'll be your tour guide for the experience. That bid up to $285, but again, an incredible deal, especially if you have a young person in your life or someone in your life that wants to get into this business. At $285 right now, that's a steal. All of it is tax deductible. Go to the website to bid on any of these experiences. Cappy's got a taco tour with Beto. We've got a game that we're going to, an SD versus LA game that we can go to. So bid on all that stuff there. 710forchla.com. That's 710forchla.com.
Wow, take a breath, brother. How you doing? You okay? Need some oxygen? You need some oxygen after that?
No, I'm good. I'm
You
watching
sure?
this basketball game, too. This is a good game. 48-45 OKC, midway through the second quarter. Celtics down. I know everybody here is rooting for OKC. I know it's got to be tough, but you're never rooting. I know you don't like OKC so much, but you definitely don't like the Celtics. So I'm sure you're rooting for OKC here.
Hey, one thing before we get out of here, I'm just going to give a quick reminder to everybody because
We're turning it over, just FYI,
Yeah.
to USC basketball, men's basketball, as they're taking on Rutgers in the Big Ten tournament.
All right, you win today, by the way. You win time of possession.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
You were so, the whole first half of the show, it was all you.
All right, well, you won the latter part. You won the second half.
Go.
All right, here goes. Seller's advantage. If it's time to sell your home, let's do it as is. You don't have to paint the walls. You don't have to clean the carpets. You don't have to stage the house. There's no open house. There's no contracts falling through. There's money up front to help you move. I'm telling you, they can close within days. 888-390 as is, 888-390 as is, 888-390-2747, or sellersadvantage.com. Hit that thing. What you know about that?
USC basketball's next.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better.